Hi students, good morning. How are you all? In the last class, we studied about plants from roots, plants from stem, and plants from leaves. Today, we are going to study about remaining parts. Okay, let's get started. The first concept is runners. Dear students, have you seen strawberry plant and grass? The stem of the strawberry grows horizontally above the ground. Strawberry and grass are the best examples for runners. A runner is a stem that grows horizontally above the ground. The tip end of the runner can produce buds that develop into new plants. And next concept is suckers. Suckers are very similar to runners, just like they are underground stem that run parallel to the ground. However, suckers run below the surface of the ground for some distance and then turn upward to produce a new plant. So, difference between runners and suckers is they are underground stem that run parallel to the ground and suckers run below the surface of the ground. Mint plants are the suckers. We can take mint plants as examples. Next one, plants from cones. Trees like cedar, pine, redwood. These are the examples for plants from cones. These plants in hilly areas reproduce through cones. Dear students, now you are seeing the short picture of what you have studied now. Okay, the first one roots, second one leaves, third one underground stem, fourth one runners, fifth one suckers, and sixth one it is about cones. This is totally about vegetative propagation in plants. The examples for roots are carrot and dahlia. So we grow carrots from its roots and we grow bryophyllum from its leaves. And like that, I have explained about potato, onion. These are comes under underground stems. And strawberry is the best example for runners. Like that, you can take mint for suckers and cedar for cones. Now, we are going to study about what are the advantages of vegetative propagation. The first point is vegetative propagation is a faster method to produce a new plant. We can grow a new plant within a short time. It is very useful. Second point is it is a very useful method for production of seedless plants. Seedless plants like grapes and banana. The third point is the plants produced by vegetative propagation bear flowers and fruits earlier than the new plants produced by seeds. These plants bear flowers earlier than the new plants produced by seeds. Next concept is reproduction through seeds. Plants that bear flowers are called flowering plants. Plants that bear flowers are called flowering plants. Flower turns into fruits and fruits contain seeds. You can take the example of watermelon. So we can say that flowers are the organs of reproduction for flowering plants because flower turns into fruits and fruits contain seeds. Parts of a flower. The important parts of a flower are sepals, petals, stamen, and pistil. Sepals look like green leaves at the bottom of the flower. They protect the bud. Sepals look like green leaves at the bottom of the flower. They protect the bud. In most flowers, petals are brightly colored. They make the flowers look beautiful. They help to attract insects for pollination. And the stamen is the male part of the flower. Dear children, you should remember this. The stamen is the male part of the flower. It is made up of a thin stalk called the filament. It is made up of a thin stalk called the filament with a bag-like head called the anther. Now you can see that bag-like head, we call it as the anther. The anther contains the pollen grains. It contains pollen grains. The pistil is the female part of the flower. Stamen is the male part of the flower and the pistil is the female part of the flower. It consists of three parts. First one is ovary, second one is style, third one is stigma. A swollen base called the ovary. A swollen base called the ovary. The ovary contains small structures called ovules. A stalk arises from the ovary and is called the style. A stalk arises from the ovary and is called the style. The style ends at the stigma at the top. The style ends at the stigma at the top. Okay, this is all about pistil. It consists of three parts. First one is ovary, second one is style, and third one is stigma. The flower is attached to a stalk called pedicel. The flower is attached to a stalk called pedicel. It is enlarged to form receptacle found at the center of the base of the flower. It is enlarged to form receptacle found at the center of the base of the flower. And this picture you are seeing now, this picture gives information about reproduction through seeds, and it helps to explain about parts of a flower. Okay, this is about a parts of a flower. First one is sepals, second one is petals, third one is male reproductive part. Student, remember this. In flowers, the male reproductive part is stamen, and the female reproductive part is pistil. Stamen contains anther and filament, and pistil contains stigma, style, ovary. And the next concept is reproduction in flowering plants. Now you have learnt about reproduction through seeds. Now you are going to study about reproduction in flowering plants. Most flowering plants reproduce through seeds. This involves the following steps. Totally, we have 6 steps in that. First one is adult plants produce flowers. Adult plants produce flowers. Flowers have male and female parts. Just we have discussed about male and female parts. Male parts contain small grains of pollen. Male parts contain small grains of pollen. The pollen grains of one flower are transferred to the female part of the same flower or another flower. This is called pollination. So what is pollination? Pollen grains, these are male parts, okay, which these are comes under male parts. So these pollen grains of one flower are transferred to the female part of the same flower or another flower. This is called pollination. So next process is formation of seeds. After pollination, the petals and stamens fall off. The ovary swells up and changes into a fruit, and the ovules change into seeds. This process is called fertilization. So what is fertilization? After pollination, the petals and stamens fall off, the ovary swells up and changes into a fruit, and the ovules change into seeds. This process is called fertilization. These seeds produce new plants. This is the life cycle of a plant. Dear students, now you are seeing this picture. First, we plant the seeds. Okay, we plant the seeds into the soil. After some time, they germinate. We can see germination. Okay, and next one is sprout, then seedling, then plant with flowers. They start to bear flowers, and flowers turn into fruits, and fruit flowers turn into fruits and plants with fruits. Okay, so fruit contains seeds. Now we can use these seeds for further process. Okay, first we plant the seeds and we can see germination, sprout, seedling, and flowers. A plant with flowers, those flowers turn into fruits, those fruits turn into those fruit contains seeds. Okay, so this is all about vegetative propagation. Okay, in the next class we study about another interesting chapter. Okay, thank you.